is talent? And furthermore, how do we know that we have talent? How do we know that we're just not naturally good at something? Hey everyone, been a while since I've done one of these videos in the car. It's Veda Day 6, which is talking about how do we use our talent every day. And I like to take a little spin on these topics. So today I'm going to talk about my personal talent, but I'm also going to talk a little about what talent is. I've had a podcast in the past where I would talk with my co-host at the time, Elliot, about many different things, creativity, and the way we think, mindset, things like that. One of the things that I think is very interesting is creative mindset, the creative thinking versus the critical mindset or the critical thinking. And to me, and you might be asking, how does that relate to talent? Well, it's a big part of talent. Not necessarily do you have talent or do you not have talent, but actually what talent you might actually have is a good indication of being creative thinking or critical thinking. For example, I am a critical thinker. I have always been a creative thinker. Sure, I can think critically, and that lighting's really bad. Sorry about that. I can think critically when I need to, but for the most part, I try to think creatively. Creativity is where I get my motivation from. It's where I get my talent from. Elliot, the guy was my co-host on that podcast, very much a critical thinker. And while at times he could definitely have creative thinking, he was more to look at something critically. His talents rely more on precision and mathematics, as where mine rely more on imagination and, well, creativity. So let's think about that for a second. Does that mean that our talents are directly tied to our creativity or our mindset? I don't think that's true, but I think it's very close. I think that it has a heavy influence on our talent. I can almost guarantee that people who think about things in mathematical equations and shapes and geometry, they're going to be critical thinkers. As where people who think about colors and they use their talent to create things out of nothing, they're creative thinkers. I don't know, what do you think about this? It's something that I've put a lot of thought into, but it's not something that I'm set in stone in believing. If you look at the contrast between me and my brother, for example, my brother is good at math. He's very good at just with numbers in general, which is math. He's good with his hands, with, taking wood and making something out of it. He's good with thinking his way inside the box. Like, here's the parameters, here's what the outcome needs to be, figure it out. On the other hand, I'm good at the more, give me a piece of wood and I'm going to create something, but it's not going to be your standard desk or your standard drawers. Give me a bunch of numbers and I'm going to tell you that I'm going to show you something that you probably didn't think about with the numbers. And again, that's not to say that I don't think critically and my brother doesn't think creatively. It's a combination of both, and I think everybody has a combination of both. The critical versus creative thinking mindset, that those are your only choices, is very outdated, and most people do not believe that anymore. And I'm a firm believer that you can be both a creative and critical thinker. And I'm also light's much better. Good. I'm also a firm believer that there's other mindsets. Next thing I want to think about is what's the difference between natural talent. Next thing I want to think about is what's the difference between talent and skill. I was watching a YouTube video earlier about entrepreneurship, and the guy said, you can have a lot of talent, but if you don't hone the talent, if you don't put in the time to become skilled with your talent, you're not going to go anywhere with it. It's better to have a little talent and a lot of hustle than a lot of talent and no hustle. is basically how he put it. Stephen King said something like, an okay writer can become a good writer, and a good writer can become a really good writer. But a truly great writer is always a great writer once they hone their talent. And I believe this. I believe that if you don't have the natural-born talent to be a fiction writer, you can do okay. You can create, you can get published, you can write a book, you can, but it's going to be hard. It's going to take a long time. The process is going to be extended. You're going to get frustrated. And you might, even if you love writing, it might not be worth it to you. A truly amazing writer, I can't believe I'm blanking on author names right now. All the great writers, the ones that come out, they write something, and it becomes one of the biggest things. They have natural-born greatness in their writing. Sure, they've had to hone that skill. I'm not saying that Tolkien could have written Lord of the Rings when he was 10 years old. That's not what I'm saying. It took a lot of work to get him from where he was when he was 10-year-old to where he was when he published Lord of the Rings. And if he was, let's say he had continued, let's say he wrote Lord of the Rings when he was 20. If he had continued writing into 30, 40, 50 years old, he would have probably done something even more amazing than Lord of the Rings. And that's the same for any author. If you look at Harry Potter, it's the same thing. Harry Potter was her first success, but it was not an overnight success. She worked hard on her craft in order to get there, even though I truly believe that she has that natural-born talent. I'll be honest with you, and this might sound a little conceited, I believe that I have the talent to be a natural-born great writer. I believe that my writing will only get better until I have achieved that greatness. Now, whether this is just my mindset or whether it's true, I guess only time will tell. But I truly believe that I have the potential to be a great writer. So there you go. That's my talent, my creativity, my storytelling. That is my talent. And I'm going to end this episode by answering the question of how do I use my talent every day? Technically, I have 3 jobs. I have my day job, which is teaching, my second job, which is writing fiction, and my third job, which is starting a publishing company. All 3 of those use my creativity so much that without my creativity, without my mindset, I couldn't do my job. I'm a very unique teacher. I'm not saying this is better or worse than other teaching methods. I use creativity in everything I do in my teaching. From the way I discipline, to the way I have the kids play, to the assignment. I even try to use creativity when I put a math worksheet in front of them and they have 25 problems that they have to solve. I try to use creativity to make that a little more interesting, somehow. For my writing, it's very obvious how I use my creativity. I write. And my publishing company, when I get to the point where it is ready for people to submit and ready to go where I can actually start publishing for other people, because right now I'm just publishing for myself and my co-writer. When I get to the point where I'm publishing for other people, I'm planning on using my creativity as a business model. Something that I don't see other publishers doing, and that's taking what I know about publishing, about what I know about writing, what I know about independent authors, and putting that into my publishing company and creating something from an independent author for independent authors. Well, that's my main talent. I have a few others, but I'm not going to get to those on here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Sorry about the low quality video lighting. I'm really busy today. I'm heading right now to my mom's house to do my taxes. So I just wanted to bang out this video so when I get home tonight, I can edit it, put it up, get it out there. Again, thank you everybody for all your support these last 5-6 days. It's been amazing. I've met some amazing people, and I can't wait to keep going. I don't think if it was for all the views, the comments, the likes, if it was for all that, I don't think I'd still be going, and it's only day 6. So thank you so much to the community, to everybody watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. Today's question, what are you? Are you a critical thinker or are you a creative thinker, and why?